Welcome back, everyone. If you're here, it means you are a focused learner looking to get straight to the truth of complex topics. And wow, today's explainer is going to be an absolute revelation. Get ready, because whatever preconceived notions you might hold about this specific nation, well, they're about to be completely shattered. Today, we're opening up a geopolitical and cultural vault. We are exploring Pakistan, and we're going to see exactly why it is, quite literally, a hidden treasure box that the world has largely misunderstood. Think about it. What if everything you've been told is just incomplete? When you hear the word Pakistan, what imagery instantly comes to mind? Well, what if I told you that this single country contains more staggering mountains than the entire European Alps? Or how about this? What if I told you it holds ancient cities vastly older than Rome? You see, you've likely been missing out on some of the most jaw-dropping landscapes and deepest history on planet Earth. The story you know? It's really just a tiny fraction of the reality. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the secret mountains. I want you to just take a second and imagine standing at the base of K2. It's the world's second highest mountain, and famously, it's actually even more deadly and technically challenging than Everest. It's this towering monument of rock and ice, more beautiful and imposing than anything you've ever seen. But here's the crazy part. K2 isn't standing there alone. 5 out of the 14 total mountain giants in the entire world that tower above 8,000 meters, Pakistan is home to 5 of them. 5. In one single country, right next to each other. These are literally the giants of the earth, and over a third of them are clustered right here. And this brilliantly illustrates that the geography here isn't just about harsh, deadly peaks. Just listen to these surreal landscapes. We have Fairy Meadows, a valley so incredibly perfect and pristine that it honestly looks AI-generated. Then you've got the Hunza Valley, a place where they say the air tastes like apricots and the locals are famous for routinely living past 100 years old. And finally, the Deosai Plains. This is the world's second highest plateau. It's a vast, sweeping wilderness where majestic snow leopards actually still roam free. So this country isn't just a hidden gem, it's an overflowing hidden treasure chest of natural wonders. Let's transition from the dizzying heights of the mountains down into the ancient Earth itself. Section 2, cities older than Rome. Let's see how this builds, because this is a historical fact that absolutely breaks people's brains. 2500 BC. That is 4,500 years ago. Before the massive pyramids of Egypt were even finished being built, the Indus Valley civilization was already thriving right here in modern-day Pakistan. Just think about this. In 2500 BC, the city of Mohenjo-daro had actual indoor toilets. I mean, they had a functioning sewer system, carefully grid-planned streets, and even a massive public swimming pool. Meanwhile, the famous city of Rome, they didn't have that level of public infrastructure for another 2,000 years. The Indus Valley civilization is one of the most advanced ancient societies ever discovered by archaeologists. It's a profound historical oversight that most people have never even heard of it. So, we've explored the mountains and the ancient ruins, but what about the pulse of the country right now? Let's step out of the past. Section 3, the hidden cultural canvas. Now, what's really interesting about this is how everyday transportation is completely transformed. In Pakistan, trucks aren't simply vehicles used to move stuff around. They are literally moving art galleries. We're talking about hand-painted, mirror-studded, chainwork-covered masterpieces. It takes incredibly dedicated artisans months to decorate just a single vehicle. It is an absolute explosion of color on the highways, turning everyday logistics into painstaking, moving art. And you know, you really can't understand the culture without tasting the history. Let's talk about Lahore's food street. Imagine walking through the old city. The smell of rich spices hits you before you even see the food. We are talking about nahari, a dish that is slow-cooked for 12 hours to achieve absolute perfection. Imagine midnight coal-fired seekh kebabs lighting up the dark streets. The food here is so spectacular that people have been returning to these exact same streets for an unbroken 200-year culinary legacy. And that vibrant energy, it extends deeply into their faith and music too. There's a saying, in Pakistan, spirituality isn't quiet, it dances. That perfectly captures the electric, unforgettable energy of the Sufi shrines. In these spaces, qawwali singing has been going non-stop every single Thursday for centuries. It is a completely immersive experience where spirituality is loud, musical, and deeply, deeply communal. As we absorb all that vibrant culture, we also need to ground ourselves in the present reality. Section 4, The real story today. The impact of the 2022 floods was a sobering, historic climate disaster resulting in over 1,700 lives lost. But the context here is absolutely critical. Pakistan was hit incredibly hard by a climate crisis they did almost nothing to create. They're actually a very low global polluter compared to the countries driving climate change. Yet, despite this massive devastation, they rebuilt. They demonstrated immense, undeniable resilience in the face of a truly staggering crisis. To truly grasp that resilience, you have to understand the sheer human scale we're talking about here. 240 million. That is the population of Pakistan. We aren't just talking about a small, remote region. We're talking about a massive, heavily populated nation that is actively shaping the future of our world. So the crucial point is this. Out of that 240 million, here's the number that will really surprise you. 22. The average age in Pakistan is just 22 years old. That makes it one of the absolute youngest nations on Earth. It's a country just overflowing with vibrant youth, young doctors heading to rural areas, young engineers building new infrastructure, and young artists creating totally new cultural movements. To put a face to that youthful resilience, let me introduce you to Samina Beg. She's a young girl from a remote mountain village who defied every single odds stacked against her to become the first Pakistani woman to climb Mount Everest. She scaled peaks that routinely kill experienced mountaineers. She was told she wasn't supposed to do it, right? Well, she did it anyway. Samina is the perfect microcosm of this young generation. They're bold, they're fearless, and they are breaking every single boundary set before them. Which brings us to our final section for this explainer. Section 5, writing a new narrative. Pakistan is still writing its own story. In the mountains, no one has climbed. In the ruins, no one has visited. Think about that for a second. There is so much untapped potential residing right now in the hands of 240 million people that the rest of the world simply hasn't properly met yet. It's an incredible story, and it's unfolding in real time. I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Every single country has a story that the outside world tells about it. And then there's the real story, the story it tells about itself. You've seen the data, the history, and the culture today. So I just have to ask, isn't it time you discovered the real story for yourself? Let this explainer be the moment you shatter those old biases and really rethink your worldview. Pakistan. See it for yourself. I challenge you to look beyond the headlines and continue exploring this remarkable, hidden treasure chest. Because believe me, there is so much more to learn. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Stay focused and, as always, keep learning.